If you're not investing in Bitcoin or crypto, you could be missing out on thousands and thousands of pounds. But Bitcoin reaching all-time highs is a potential opportunity that you don't want to miss. If you want to be rich, I believe that it's something that you should highly consider. Today, I'm going to go through exactly what I own, why I own it, and how much it's worth. Before we get into this video, I'm going to talk about two things. And the first is cold storage and online exchanges. There's a saying in crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. And that basically means that if you don't own your crypto in your hand, you don't truly own your crypto. And I believe this is very true. And that's why I hold most of my crypto in a cold storage wallet that I can't access. Well, I can access, it's just hard to access. Now, you might be asking why I'm revealing my Coinbase account, and I believe in the air of transparency. I talk about crypto a lot on my channel, and I think it's only fair to discuss why I hold it and showcase that actually I'm an active investor in what I'm saying for people to think about investing in. So if we look at what I hold in my Coinbase account, we can see that I've got a number of different coins or tokens in my account, starting with Litecoin, Ethereum, Akash, Solana, and Bitcoin. So I'm going to discuss why I bought these, why I hold them, and give you a bit of context into what my plan is with them. So if we start with Litecoin at the bottom here, we can see that I hold a grand total of 10 cents. Now, yes, it is in dollar value. Everything that I consume on Twitter or the price appreciation of Bitcoin, everything's valued in dollars. So to make it easier, I leave it in dollars as well. But again, so I hold 0.001068848 Litecoin. Now, I bought this Litecoin back in, I believe, 2017, and I've held it since then. I bought a whopping $37, and then 2 days later, I sold $26, and then again, on the same day, I sold nearly $3. So yes, I had paper hands. Now, to give some context on why I bought this, back in 17, I was still new to crypto. I was in the space for around about a year. I had some Bitcoin holdings that I actively had in my Coinbase wallet, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I asked a friend, and a friend said to me, "Oh, you should buy Litecoin. It's the next Bitcoin. It's going to go up. You're going to be a millionaire." Brilliant. I'm going to buy some. So I bought $40 worth and sold it 2 days later. But there we go. It is what it is. The reason I hold it is, well, it's 10 cents and I can't be bothered to sell it. And every time I log on, it just makes me laugh. Okay, so the next token and or coin that I own is Ethereum. So if we see here, we can see that I own, again, a whopping 87 cents of Ethereum. We can see where this is going, can't we? I promise you it gets more interesting. Well, actually, look at this here. My unrealized return is 7.4%. So that's not bad. I mean, considering that I only own 87 cents of it. To give some context, in my offline cold storage wallet, I do hold a large amount of Ethereum. Well, I say large, it's large for me. A large amount of Ethereum in a cold storage wallet. So I'm not actively buying Ethereum at the moment because I believe there are bigger plays that we'll go to in a second. But Ethereum is the second largest altcoin, actually it's the largest altcoin, but the second largest cryptocurrency. So it's definitely a great opportunity for people to buy in. And I think that Ethereum's got a bright future. So one to watch. Okay, so third on the list is Akash network. If you're not familiar with Akash network, it is a cloud storage for the crypto space. They've had some amazing news about 3.5 years ago, where they had great developers coming in. There was a lot of noise. It was reaching all-time highs. And then all of a sudden, it's dropped off a cliff slightly. So as you can see, I am down 51%, which I only own $66 of it, which is fine. So funny story is I had roughly around, I want to say 350 Akash on an exchange, which I won't name because they're still operational. And I held it in a wallet online, and I left it. So I left it for a few years, and I logged in a couple of years ago to see how my Akash was getting on, and I was liquidated. There was no token in there. So I messaged the exchange and said, "Hi, where's my tokens?" And they emailed back saying that due to the fact that there was no activity on my account for over a year, that they liquidate all your assets. So then over the next 6 months ensued constant emails, contacting lawyers, and then I realized that actually this was just a waste of time. I was going to pay thousands in legal fees, and I was going to get back like a few £1,000s. So I decided, do you know what? Cut the head off it, take your loss, and just move on. So Akash is a bit of a sore one for me. I look at this and I think, well, Yeah, I've only got $66, but it reminds me of, a few thousand that I lost a few years ago. But you win some, you lose some. Okay, so let's move on to the next biggest holding and the second largest of this account. So this is where it gets slightly interesting. So thanks for bearing with me. You can see that I own Solana. So I have 92% of my Solana staked on Coinbase. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I stake it. The balance is £4,593 and 64 cents for a total of 25.8 Solana. Now the current price is $177 and I've got an unrealized return of 338. Okay, this is an interesting one. So I was buying Solana when it was something like $1 and I bought quite a lot. I think I bought 250, kept it for a little while, and then it started to go down, so I sold it for a loss. And then I bought it again at $50 and held it until $100 and then sold it again, and then it just kept going up. Again, paper hands, my mistake, but we learn. So then moving on, I started buying Solana and I thought, actually, this has got great utility. So I started buying it every week, every month with spare change and stuff. So as you can see from this screen, I've got an average cost of $190 per Solana, and it's currently sitting at just shy of 180. So I am in the minus of $338 here. But I'm not too concerned because I believe that Solana will go back up. I believe that it's got great utility, and during that bull market, when everything goes crazy, there is always one exchange that does a lot of the transactions. And this time I believe it's going to be Solana and or Sui, or a combination of the two. So that's why I am starting to bet big on Solana. As you can see, it makes up just shy of 29% of my portfolio. And I've got staking rewards of $167. Now you might be asking why I've only got 92% staked. Now the reason for this is when Solana was hitting its all-time high, I wanted to make sure that I could unstake my cryptocurrency quickly and then liquidate it. So I decided to unstake a certain amount, which just so happens to be 8%, and see how quickly I could potentially sell it. And it took around about 3 days. So for me, that was quick enough to go, actually, during high activity, I can liquidate my assets within 3 to 4 days. I'm fairly comfortable with that. Now, my plan with Solana is to sell all of my bags. Now, that's not because I don't believe in the project. It's the fact that this amount of money that I've put in is a amount of money that I want to make a return on, and I want to see it in the short term. So over the next year, depending on what price it gets, and I have a few price indicators in mind, I'm going to liquidate everything. So you'll see that I will probably in the future unstake all of my crypto once I'm in the positive, and I will wait until a point of where I start taking screenshots and I will sell the lot. I'm not going to do the drip feed where I sell a little bit by a little bit. I'm just going to sell the lot and take the win. So that's my plan with Solana. But for now, it's going to stay in my Coinbase account and I'm going to hopefully watch it grow. Okay, and now on to the big boy. So this is my largest holding across all of crypto, both cold storage and my online Coinbase account. Now, there's no surprise here. It is Bitcoin, and I think everybody's largest holding should be Bitcoin. It's changed finance, it's changed money, it's going to change the world, in my opinion. And I do believe that it is one of the safest plays if you want to build wealth over the long term. So looking at this, you can see that I've got $11,400 in Bitcoin, which equates to 0.10377113 Bitcoin. And when I look at this, I'm really proud. I use this account as, I wouldn't say spare change, but it was more of a, okay, it's the end of the month, I've paid all my bills and I've got a few hundred left over, I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I would say, all right, I'm going to go and buy lunch, and actually I'm not going to buy lunch. I'm going to wait until I get home. That 10 or 15 pounds, I'd buy Bitcoin. It's like those little wins that I start kind of compounding and accumulating in my Bitcoin pot, kind of like what I've done with Solana. Now, as you can see, I've got an unrealized return of $5,818.74, which is 104% return, which, I mean, is incredible. If we go into a bit more detail, we can see that actually it makes up 71% of my portfolio, and my average cost was $53,808. So, I mean, huge returns since buying it, and I've bought it, consecutively. So, for example, we can see the last buy was in March of this year, at $322. So again, it's small little buys that, just repeat over time and then build up to a pot worth, nearly $12,000. Now, my goal with this is that essentially I've got most of my holdings in a cold storage wallet, like mentioned earlier, but I want something that actually I can see. So I have a little look at this kind of every day just to see how Bitcoin's performing in my online Coinbase account. And if I believe that Bitcoin will reach the highs that people say it will, and on screen now will be a visual of potential price appreciation targets from different people, this Bitcoin could be worth hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in 5, 10 or 15 years time. So yeah, it might not be worth a huge sum of money at the moment, but who's to say that it's not going to be worth quite a lot in the future. Okay, so now last on this list is a little bit of a tough one for me to swallow. So back in 2019, I and a friend invested heavily into a cryptocurrency called Axion. To give you a bit of context, the founder of Axion didn't reveal their identity. So it was very like Satoshi Nakamoto, who is this person? And they were rivaling a company called Hex. And to kind of break it down and keep it really simple, the idea was to become a bank, to lend tokens or money, to borrow against it. And it was kind of like a one-stop shop, but on the crypto space, on the blockchain. And it seemed to be an absolutely fantastic idea, and we were part of the launch, and we, were invested really early on, and we saw amazing growth. And I'll put a screenshot on now. But then the founder left. There was a hack. The board changed. Different people are involved. Another guy got involved and kind of got everybody to stake, which I'll go into in a second. And the whole project kind of just crumbled in front of our eyes. And within a really short space of time, that amount of money that we had went all the way to the moon and then came crashing back down to earth again. So currently, if we look at how much my Axion is worth, unfortunately, I hold 188 million Axion, and it is worth $127, which, yeah, that's really tough because once it was worth a lot more. On here, just basically shows you how much I've staked. So again, I've staked Axion to earn rewards, kind of like of what I've done with ETH, but this was a decentralized exchange and decentralized project as well. And the reason I wanted to show this is that actually you need to be aware of what you're buying, right? You need to do your own research, and this is why we try and teach and make people fully aware about what they're buying and why they're buying it. I think crypto is a great opportunity for so many people, and I think it will do some incredible things. But there are lots of projects like Axion that unfortunately might not work, and I believe that everybody had the best intentions within the project, but as of now, that hasn't hit the kind of the market that is needed. I think we're very quick as humans to just jump straight onto tokens that we have no idea about their utility. Some of them have zero utility, and Axion had the best intentions, but I put a lot of money into it, and unfortunately, it hasn't worked out. So this is more of just like a warning: like, do your own research, understand what you're getting yourselves into, only put in what you can afford to lose. And I could afford to lose it, but at the time, I felt like my world was ending. Look, there is hope for Axion yet, and this isn't to kind of shit on Axion at all. I hope the project works. I hope that they create what they want, and I hope it gains traction. But it's been nearly 4 years, nearly 5 years, and yeah. So again, just be careful out there. So did this video surprise you? Did you think that I would hold most of my wealth in Bitcoin, or did you kind of guess that already? What do you actively invest in? Are you in crypto? Are you not in crypto? Let me know. I'm interested in finding out everything from everybody. So let me know. Again, this isn't financial advice, but hopefully it gives you a little bit of an idea about what I'm buying, why I'm buying it, and why I'm holding it. My name's David. This has been Wealth Fun 21, and thanks for watching.